Alright, we're going to start on the first book for my first book review. Today's still the same day, May 27th. I went ahead and felt convicted after I loaded all those videos to say, oh my goodness, okay, let me go ahead and put at least one book review up so they won't be like, okay, what is going on with her? Okay, so what I got, with the first book review I'm going to do, and once again, I'm going to be looking off a lot because I'm going to try to follow my notes. The first book I'm going to review is Curly Like Me by Terry LaFlesh. Yeah, Curly Like Me by Terry Lafleche. So, she is also, this is the same Terry Lafleche that's from TightlyCurly.com. And she wrote this book not too long ago. It was actually published in 2010. It came out, I think, this month or like at some point in April. I can't remember at this right now. But so it's a recent literature, recent hair book. Basically by a girl who's curly. It's about 258 pages, not counting the index. And I can definitely say overall, I definitely enjoyed reading this book. It's a very thoughtful and interesting read. Basically, in this book, she shows how to care for curly hair, how to basically care for curly hair in a process that promotes hair growth and promotes healthy hair as well. LaFleche does this by breaking down the actual composition of your hair, of curly hair, excuse me. So like Massey, she does do the whole composition, break down the hair, but I feel like LaFleche goes into it even more than Massey did, giving you an even greater concept of what's really going on in your hair. Of course, she introduces her methods on washing and conditioning hair, and that actual method you can find, I believe, still on her website. So if anybody's just like, I'm just so broke, or I'm not, where's the method? It's on her website. Her book, just like I said, gives you even more information. And then she also talks about things that can cause damage to your hair, and she talks about the effects of chemicals in general and how they alter your hair. And those things, and those chemicals, of course, are relaxers, texturizers, and she actually talks about coloring too, in a positive and negative light. So like I said, overall it was a very helpful book in general. Some of the greatest strengths of the book was that she was very clear, broke it down in layman's terms. She didn't try to get too complicated, and in fact she was very honest in saying that, hey, if you want to skip around in my book, no problem, you can come back to this part later. If there's something that you're really looking for, just skip to that part. If you're not really interested in the biological makeup, I'm so sorry, of curly hair, you can skip that. But me and her, we're nerds, so of course I'm going to look at it. She gave plenty of diagrams, plenty of pictures, so you can really see what she's talking about with her hair. She did use a few other people's hair. There was a chapter on baby curl. So I know, baby hair care, excuse me. So a lot of parents that are wondering, oh, well, how do I care for my little young one's natural hair? She has a chapter on that. Now, I will be honest, I completely skipped over that chapter. There are no babies looming in my future, and I have no children. So it's like ritual for me. Anything that says baby in it, I just skip right over it. So just letting you know. Also, a great thing she did, and she does it on her website too, is that she actually mentions by name great hair products for when she's talking about the rinsing conditioners, the combing conditioners, shampoos, just all that. She actually gives you suggestions. And then my favorite thing about it was that she actually, even if you don't want to use what she listed, she actually did like this little, I guess you could call it formula, or things to look for, top 3 things to look for in a conditioner. So that way, if new things come out, you know that kind of what you may be about to get, if it's going to be a good rinsing or combing conditioner, because of these 3 or 4 items that you're really looking for. So I loved that, and it actually let me go back and look at my conditioners that I do own and say, oh, well, hey, this is a good combing conditioner, or this is a good rinsing conditioner. And she also does have a section of the book where she actually does simple styles for her hair. She apparently is also like me, where we're just like, Got 2 left hands for styling hair. So we're not doing too much muss and fuss with our hair. Also, a great thing she does towards the end of the book, and she kind of mentions, she peppers it throughout her book, but at the end, when everything's done at the end, she actually has more recommended literature on hair, on hair care. So I really love that she says, hey, for further reading or to read more on, hey, go check out these books right here. So I thought that was really cool. Now, some of the weaknesses. I hate it when I get a book and all the pictures are black and white. Can't stand it. So for me, that's just a personal issue. I think we could have had some color pictures in there as well. I mean, it didn't all have to be in color, but a nice little mix. But all the colors are black and white. I would have liked to see more pictures of people who do her method. There was a section of the book where it was that when she was talking about hair methods, and she showed other people's results using her method, which is great. But I really, really, really would have loved to see other people's curly hair besides just hers. But I guess because it's her book, it's her story and what she has discovered over the years, then I guess she can take that liberty. But really, that's pretty much all there is as a weakness. Some things I think it makes me want to research more. Like, for instance, I at one point was definitely interested in starting to use a water-based silicone or water-soluble silicone, shall I say, that'll come out actually when you just rinse your hair in the water. But she didn't make any distinctions, and she says, silicones do not block any type of moisture from getting in your hair. Now, I've never used silicones just for the fact that a lot of the silicones that they use in hair products just don't come out without the help of a harsh detergent shampoo. So that's the reason why I say away from silicones. But I didn't know there was some type of claim going around that it blocks your hair like mineral oil, petroleum, and paraffin liquidum, where it's blocking moisture from actually getting in. I didn't know there was something going on about that. So I definitely want to check into that. The audience caters to those who are new to caring for their curly hair. So this would be a great book to start with. So why your hair is different. Why does this? Why does that? How is it going to react to this? I think it's a great book for parents that do have children, especially if, you are, have, kinky, coily hair, and your parent may have this completely different opposite hair from you. So it would be a great book. Like Angelina and Brad Pitt can definitely read this book. And for the old heads too, if you want to try a different method. I know a lot of us use the curly girl method. Well, here's another method. So I think, the old heads can get something definitely from this too. So my favorite part of the book, of course, is the breakdowns that she has, with the hair structures and things like that, with the conditioners. But then the other part that I just found, that I found so interesting was when she actually broke down on a biological level what happens to your hair when you put a relaxer in and you put a texturizer in and when you put chemical dyes in it. With the relaxer texturizer, or basically really also relaxers, how basically you are losing some type of double bond that holds your hair together. And I know I'm summing this up very bad, but basically when you get a relaxer, you lose that one bond, which is why your hair is in a weaker state. I love that she explained that, and she had a little diagram that showed it too. So that was my favorite part of the book, and it made all the lights and synapses in my head click and come together. So it definitely showed that for me. So anyway, I'm going to go ahead and end this video. The next review will be Thank God I'm Natural. So I will see you guys next time. Bye.